Why do these have numbers on them? Do all of them have numbers on them? Do the numbers mean something? Or is that just how many meaning? You can't say anything. There are numbers on these index cards, and they probably mean how many there are.
I feel bad for doing it. I think it was just the connections people make between her and Alan. That ship has gone down and it's like the bow broke and like the end is kind of bobbing in the water.
Next round, like moves are gonna have to be made for some of the people who can do better at challenges. We can't have the same people winning after this. Things are gonna get dicey.
I don't think she expected it. Which is like a good play,
yeah.
But it just is like, ugh.
I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel, it never feels good.
It's me, Steven, Jill, Matt, Mackenzie. Right before the last vote, Mackenzie gave me an idol.
I know, I said, say my name,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden when it is your name, that you know the other one that said, then I was like, I don't know, I'm gonna panic with Hannah before that, and I was like,
Which is fair.
I hope you like feel
no, I do.
I panicked right before tribal council and I told her to play it on me. She talked me down, and I think that's good, and I think it's a level of trust that she has it now.
I now have 2 idols in my possession.
No one seems
I wouldn't have
sketchy.
said it if you hadn't said it. Exactly. Because I knew somebody has to say that or else it like, you know. Right.
I think people take turns supporting each other, right? She was the one with the leveler head in that moment, and I trust her to make the call.
I feel like I need to be a little bit careful and feel out my other options because right now it is me and Mackenzie, but if that is gonna get me voted off, it might not be. I also don't know if she's the best person. If I make it to the final for me to be in with, like if I'm with Eric or whoever, our stories are so different. People are gonna vote for whichever story is better to them, but Mackenzie and I's is the closest. You can't necessarily rely on that true alliance, and like you kind of have to go where the wind takes you, and if something's gonna serve you better, you kind of have to go in that way.
And we just make it that way.
We need to sit at the front.
Yes, but apparently tribal council somewhere else, so I don't know what the front is.
There's a box with a lock on it in the voting confessional booth. I think I know what the code is now. Hannah had one half of the puzzle and I had the other half. I was just seeing Matt look at the sign though, and I'm worried he might beat me to it. I'm not sure how much information he has.
I am getting this fucking idol out of this box. What the fuck? Now there's colors on it? There were no colors before. What the fuck is that? Okay, blue.
I feel like we're all gonna be so annoying and do the exact same thing. Oh shit. Ha. Funny. I think there's some advantage out there that we don't know who has it because the box in the voting booth just had like rocks in it.
I don't know if somebody would like go in purposely with a rock.
I know, I had to like put them on the floor or something so that I didn't grab them.
If those rocks turn out to be an actual idol, I'm gonna murder Jeff in his sleep for bullying me in such a way. Eric was in that voting booth for so long.
Oh no!
It's already figured out. It's painted now. Oh, this is totally already figured out.
Matt was first in here. He probably already got it. Yeah, so someone's got it. I think it's Matt or Eric, because they took a long time in here. If Matt got it, I think I'll be fine.
Did you see the lockbox was painted? I knew it was painted. The lockbox was painted as well.
If there was something in there, something else.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening. Actually, can you follow me here?
I'm gonna put. No, the blue didn't work. Blue was blue, right? I think it was tea. Okay. You didn't open it. You swear. Okay, so we thought we knew the fucking colors, and now I just want to burn the house down. Oh no, that's teal. Not blue, probably. I am more pissed than I am. Wait. Fucking got it. I finally got that fucking idol. Okay. Alright, well that's mine now. The only one who knows about it so far is Jillian. And we are gonna put something else in the box because, you know, fuck this shit. I put in a decoy so that people will shake the box. And it's just gonna be a fucking rock. And a stick. Mackenzie would have to go, she said. She said that she opened the rocks and sticks. Rocks and sticks. Did someone go yesterday? What if she wasn't? I think we just painted this morning. Here's where it gets sticky. Mackenzie knew all the colors by heart, but she went into the voting booth right after me. Okay. Or the rocks and sticks could mean anything? Okay, to be honest, those could be an idol because literally Chris played an idol that was an index card that said not an idol and it wasn't. We might need to vote her out if she's going to start coming for me if she thinks I have an idol.
If he didn't get it, then somebody did earlier.
If what Mackenzie's telling me is true, either Matt or Mackenzie.
I know that Matt has the idol. But now that puts a target on his back. If I make it seem like Mackenzie has it.
Like we can
I just had this thought right now talking with Eric if we try and get both ghosts out. But if I warn Mackenzie and Hannah beforehand and they use their advantages to just get them out of the way, and it also puts their trust more in me, so that makes me look good and advance further, and then we take out somebody like Eric, and then Stephen doesn't have Eric to lean onto, so he'll lean more onto me. I just have to figure out how.
Do you know 100% they put that in? Okay. Then yeah. I didn't say anything. Yeah. But okay. Yeah. Then we need to get them to use them.
I came into this being like, I want to be real linked up with Jill. I don't think she necessarily feels the same way about me. I'm not going to do anything with that yet, but that's on my mind.
Welcome to the final 8. This challenge is going to be called Soul Drop. Each of you have 2 chopsticks and you're going to get a tennis ball. You're going to be holding the tennis ball between 2 chopsticks. The last person to drop wins immunity. Things that you can't do are touch it with your fingers.
Do you have to do 2 hands or can you actually hold it like chopsticks?
You can hold it like chopsticks. It cannot touch your hand. Can I have the necklace back? Thank you. So there's another wrinkle to this. Because you're going out in a certain order, we're gonna have 3 punishments for the first 3 people out of the challenge. And then the top 2 finishers are gonna get to choose from 2 rewards. This is Soul Drop. We're starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Everyone's starting off very sturdy, but with slightly different strategies. Steven and Will are going with one hand. Everybody else has one hand per chopstick. Rachel's got a very different strategy than everybody else, holding it upright. We'll see which strategy pays off. Rachel not even looking at her ball. She's just staring straight forward. Jill and Steven intently looking at their ball. You guys have all gotten so close to the end, you can start to taste the end game. We are just a few votes away from the finale. One of you will walk away as the 6th winner of Survivor. Steven shaking a little bit. Will shaking a little bit. See Eric shaking. People are starting to shake. So if someone from production could Mackenzie and Hannah, first ones out of the challenge. Jill out of the challenge. Mackenzie, Hannah, and Jill will get the punishments. We are down to 5. Everyone here except for Rachel has won in immunity so far. Will Rachel win her first immunity, or will we get a repeat? All 3 people with the interesting strategies are still in the challenge, with Steven and Will going one-handed and Rachel going up. We had a lot of calm before a bunch of people dropped. Will the same thing happen? Will we get a couple drops all at once? Matt shaking, Eric shaking. Will seems a little steadier. We are getting to the end game. You need to build up something to win the game. Eric out of the challenge. Rachel's not moved a muscle. I can tell Rachel really wants this immunity.
The thing I hate about endurance challenges is my mind is just being like, you don't have to do this. That's what I keep saying.
That's literally what my brain does too.
This is literally mind over matter. Matt's really shaking. Steven's ball's got some movement. Looks like we might have our next 2 drops coming soon. I can see the fatigue setting into some of these balls. Will's shaking for the first time. Matt's still shaking. Steven's shaking a bit.
Maybe shaking's part of my strategy.
Matt's strategy is shaking, which is a weird one. Matt talks back to me a lot. I'm gonna count down from 3, 2, 1, go. When I get to go, everyone has to be on one foot. In 3, 2, 1, go. If your foot touches the ground, you are out. Will out of the challenge. This challenge has just gotten more difficult. We're down to Rachel, Matt, and Steven. Matt and Steven both have an individual immunity under their belts already. Rachel does not. Rachel out of the challenge. Matt out of the challenge. Steven wins immunity. Matt wins something too. Great. Congratulations to Steven on the win, but you don't necessarily have immunity. The 2 things that you're going to be choosing from are immunity for the round, or you're going to go into the voting confessional booth, and we have something for you there.
I'm going to take immunity for the round.
Okay. Steven wins individual immunity and a spot in the final 7. Right after this, you're just going to follow Lexi to the voting booth. Great, so now we got our 3 punishments. I'll walk you through the shopping list of choices that you got. So the first one, you're going to be a ghost for the round. You got this sheet with some googly eyes. There's no eye holes. You're going to have to wear it through tribal council. You can take it off right before I read the votes, but you will be wearing this for the whole time. That means, yes, you may need help getting anywhere. Punishment 2, you're going to go into the voting confessional and something's going to happen to you. You don't know what, but it's going to happen right after Matt goes in. The third thing is you're going to play a little game with me at Tribal Council. It is a game of chance. If you win, you're good. If you lose, you'll lose your vote. And you play the game again next round. And you keep going until you win the game. Jill, you get the first pick. Which punishment would you like?
I'll play ghost.
Okay, then please suit up. Yeah. Hannah, which punishment would you like?
You go in the voting booth.
Great, you're gonna go in the voting confessional right after Matt.
Okay.
Mackenzie, looks like you're playing a game with me.
I'm feeling lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to? Yeah. Let's hold hands. There's gonna be a step right here.
Congratulations, you have won the safety without power advantage. At any tribal council, when Chris tells people to go vote, announce that you have this advantage and you can leave the tribal council. You will not be eligible to be voted out, but you will also not get a vote. This advantage is valid through the final 7 vote. I don't know how I feel about this advantage. I did throw the challenge once, it was final 2. I was like, let Steven win, and then I won't seem as big of a threat. I'll have to figure out what I want to do with this.
Well, I'm a ghost. Ooh, spooky. Last round was not chaotic at all because we all had a name. And now this one feels a little bit like I might not know what's going on. Definitely don't really know what everybody's saying. Just gonna try and roll with it. Hopefully my people will keep me safe and try to talk to as many people as I can as a ghost. Yeah, that's it.
Love you, Chad. Sorry. I'm trying to find my way around.
No, I realize I'm being silent and you can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, so Matt's walking in.
Okay.
Hey Joe.
Hi, Matt.
So I got a scroll, and I can show it, well I guess you can't see it, but I can show Steven and he can cooperate. I can leave tribal council, not vote, and be safe.
I was the first one out in this most recent challenge. Embarrassing.
Before you got this disadvantage,
Honestly, I think it actually worked a little bit in my favor because I think it quashed some conversations about making a move on me, because if my vote isn't there, then I'm not as important part of the equation.
I don't know if it's in your best interest to win it or to try to lose it.
I might have signed myself up for the worst one. You have received the Tattered Souls punishment. You must now put on 20 temporary tattoos. You cannot leave this voting booth until you complete the task. What the fuck, Chris?
I almost told Julian that where people were so she could talk to them, and then I realized she can't find her way there.
I could caw or something. Go, ooh, spooky ghost coming.
This is actually a punishment for me because I hate stickers. I hate anything like this.
It's better in like the light.
You can like see outlines and stuff.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Oh my god.
Take the chips under there.
Yeah.
How long does that have to stay on for? Like 20 seconds.
I think I just think it's the moment. The longer he's around, the more he's able to like strategize.
Yeah.
And like get in with people and have ideas
And change their
and stuff like
minds.
that and change their minds.
I have 2 idols in my possession.
Oh.
So I'm not too... I mean, I am stressed.
You get a full sleeve,
This is so embarrassing. How am I gonna go into work tomorrow, Chris?
Long sleeves.
Hey, it's me.
Hi, Amy. Are you going away?
Hey.
Steven!
So funny. I'm actually right here.
Okay, good. I'm gonna get dizzy. Alright, I'm out of here. This is my punishment. You can't tell, Jill, but I just had to put a fucking shit ton of temporary tattoos on myself. What are you guys thinking?
We could do Eric.
Okay, I'm fine with Eric.
Okay.
Jill, are you okay with that?
I think so.
Who should we tell? Matt?
Matt. I don't know. We need to tell Mackenzie, and that's
Does he have
it.
an idol?
You don't need to tell anybody else. Everybody else, we're going to tell Matt. Because there's 5 of us.
Okay. Okay.
Honestly, this is the opportunity.
Like, I just think the longer he's in.
Dangerous, he gets.
Yeah.
He's in. That doesn't surprise me.
My question is,
Who is?
Challenges, I sort of feel like we answer each other's issue.
She was saying that we could get a lot of people for Eric, but I was thinking we might need Eric as a shield. She outright said,
yeah.
getting my little Eric radar on.
What are you guys thinking?
I don't know, Mackenzie's throwing out your name.
No.
So, and she said you were throwing out mine. So, I don't know what's the truth there.
So I think we're all going for Mackenzie.
I think that's the right path. When I talked to Mackenzie, she went directly to Matt and was like, hey, Eric's coming for you. Let's get Eric out. People might be flipping and getting me. It's sort of what we talked about.
This is another vote where I don't want to make this decision. It's better for me for Eric to be here. And if Matt and Eric are going at each other, why would we want to get them out? Why would we just go for each other the rest of the game?
Mackenzie has an idol. We all got on Mackenzie. And then she doesn't get it. And then we'll be gone. What other options are you And yeah, she's just standing up there waiting for people. Okay.
I don't know if anybody's around me, but it's kind of comfy.
I'll tell you my plan. Next round, if you win this challenge, they say that after that he's safe.
Like, he can use it whenever? I thought he doesn't have to use it right now. That is a real game changer.
He's got basically a free round.
Yeah.
I don't know if like maybe they'll just try and vote you out now.
Should I abstain from tribal council?
I feel like that might be a smart move. God, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
My name is definitely out there. I think people are pitching me as a backup to vote for if Matt uses some kind of an advantage. Do you think people are throwing my name around?
I did hear you. Matt was concerned because he thought you said you would want to take out him later. This feels like the wonkiest vote.
This does feel like a wonky vote. I'm nervous, but I have to let cooler heads prevail so that I don't burn this idol when I don't need to and leave myself wide open for attack.
Seems like the majority might know it, because I don't know if Rachel will flip try and change the tides. It gives me smart to be like, we're going with you guys if they're right. And that's why I don't know why it's her pitch to us. It's not against her, it's from Brent's spot. If your thing's going I feel like switch to me for more confident. I think I will just more than this. I can go ahead and try this.
Sorry, this cracks me up.
I know.
How do you feel about it? I feel good. Right. The focus and true turns to the people who are really good.
If you want to get out right now, we can.
You guys know where Jill is?
This is so freaking weird.
This is going to be a more splintery vote than anybody wants it to be.
Yeah. I don't
It's hard to
want to, is the thing.
You don't want to?
No. I just want to use Eric as a vote to get out Mackenzie.
There's Steven and Eric who are voting for Mackenzie, probably. And then there's Rachel, Wills, Rachel, oh no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8 of us though, right? I literally don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I want to do.
Hey everyone, welcome to the final 8 Tribal Council. You've made it really far into the game, got a few more to go. First off, Jill!
Hey!
Little spooky ghost over there.
I'm spooky!
Have you been feeling this round?
I've been out of it!
Do you feel comfortable that you're not going home this vote?
I mean, who knows? I'm literally blindfolded, so maybe they could have just been telling me things and then whispering to each other, like pointing at me the whole time, so.
Do you think that'd be a little mean if you went this round?
Yes, because I'm a ghost.
Yeah, you are a ghost.
Jess, does she have to wear that while she votes?
She has to wear that while she votes.
How's she gonna write?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
You're gonna have to figure it out. Hannah, you look tough as nails right now. How are you feeling?
It actually is a real punishment for me because I hate stickers. I hate things on my body, ink, anything. So this is actually, I hate it.
Do you feel like you're more intimidating to the other players now?
I would assume so. I mean, how could I not be?
So does that raise your threat level?
I mean, if it does, it does, but this is the new me.
Steven, congratulations on winning immunity this round. This is now your second immunity. Do you feel like you had to win this?
Yes. There are big names, and we're all sort of like rotating and revolving around each other. You're waiting for someone to like take the strike. You don't necessarily want to take the first strike, and then there are some people who do.
Do you think a shot's going to be taken tonight?
I think, yeah, a shot's being taken tonight.
On a big name?
On a big name.
Rachel, do you agree with that? Is a big name about to go out?
I want to give you the answer that we're all big names.
Or do you think all of you are on completely equal, any of you make the final 3 and anyone has an equal shot at winning at this point?
I mean, I don't think I have an equal shot at winning. But I think everyone else has had a really good game.
Interesting. So you don't see that from yourself. Do you see yourself as a potential GOAT then?
I think that I maybe have upset like a spirit and they might like not want me to win.
Mackenzie, You're now gaining your footing back into the game. This is your second round. Do you feel like you've found a place in this tribe?
I've been able to link up with some people that their strategy aligns well with mine.
If you were to stay this vote, we're then at the final 7, and the end game's pretty quickly approaching. How does your strategy shift?
I don't think my strategy should shift that much after this vote. It would have been dumb of me to go through the past few votes and not be thinking about the end game already.
Eric, would you agree with that? Have you been thinking about the end game already?
See, the thing is, I haven't really talked to anybody about, in-game, because I know I'm not going to make it there. But what I feel like I can do is try to make it to 5 or 4 and help other people's in-games a little bit better.
So your pitch is vote me off at 5, vote me off at 4.
Yeah, kind of. I always kind of get out near this time in the game. Mm-hmm. So I have the Eric radar. I see a scenario where I go out tonight.
Jill.
Yeah.
You were literally in the dark this round. Do you feel like you still were able to get a pulse on what's happening?
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to go to voting. Now it's time for me to play a game with Mackenzie. It's going to be called Skulls and Souls. 2 of these boxes have a skull in it. That's bad. 1 of these boxes has a soul in it. That's good. If you pick the soul box, you get to go vote. If you pick a skull box, you're not voting tonight, and then you have to play again next time. The good thing is, if you pick the skull box, that one's already open, so next time you're only choosing between 2 boxes. Mackenzie, can you stand and can you tell me what box you want to pick?
All right. I'm gonna pick this box.
Are you sure? Okay. Mackenzie will not be voting. She did get a skull. So with that, Matt, you can...
I don't want to vote.
This is a safety without power advantage. Matt is now going to leave Tribal Council. He will go to the back porch, and he will remain there until Tribal Council is over. And we will start voting.
Yeah, it's literally a stick. It's a fucking stick. Oh my god. Is Mackenzie going to play an idol? I don't think Will has an idol. Sorry that took forever.
I could shake things up and make it a tie. Because I know people are voting Eric, and some people, I guess, are voting for Mackenzie. I feel like I need Mackenzie in this game for my long game. I hope I wrote it. Oh, this is what it looks like. Ghosty out.
First off, Jill, you can de-ghost yourself. Yay! If anyone has an idol they'd like to play, now would be the time to do so. Great. Once the vote's read, decision is final. The person voted out will be asked to leave the Tribal Council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote, Eric. We got 1 vote, Eric. Will. We got 1 vote, Will. 1 vote, Eric. Eric. We got 2 votes, Eric. 1 vote, Will. Eric. We got 3 votes, Eric. 1 vote, Will. And 7th place of Survivor, Eric. I'm gonna need you to bring up your torch. The first winner of Survivor, the tribe has spoken.
Good game, guys.
Good job.
I've done this so many times, and I've usually gotten out of this place that I don't feel angry with anybody. It was a poor decision on some people's games, and I really don't know how I could have played it differently. It was a really, really fun game this time. I really had a really fun time. Just kind of being a little bit more laid back. I tried to be a lot more open with people. A lot of people aren't ready for that. It was fun. I had a blast.